Ladies and gentlemen, when Kelvin Kiptum lost his life in a tragic road accident somewhere in 2020, several Kenyans flocked his pay bill and made sure that they raised money to help the family or the wife and the kids that he left behind. Government officials also made some pledges, and in fact, the Kenya Kwanza government at that time made sure that they constructed a house for none other than Kelvin Kiptum. Well, our promising president, William Samoei Ruto, also made a promise that he is going to give Kiptum's father 5 million Kenya shillings. 5 million Kenya shillings. Well, to date, let me tell you that Kevin Kiptum's father is now seriously lamenting that he never received that money. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the tape.
Baba wa Taifa, Rais wa Jamhuri wa Kenya, niko tu na maswali kama tatu. Ya kwanza, nataka kusema asante. Mahali sisi tuko hapa Nairobi, asante kwa manyumba ambayo mlichengewa sisi. Hiyo ni kitu ya kwanza. Hata ingawa nyumba ngine hakuna kitu, nasema asante. Ya pili, nataka kuuliza wewe baba wa Taifa. Nimejaribu nipate wewe, lakini imekuwa ngumu, na nimeamua ya kwamba mimi kama msasi wa Kelvin Kiptum nataka kuuliza wewe swali ya pili, ya kwamba tuliitwa na Apapu na Mwamba tarehe 20 mwezi wa 3 2024, tukaenda Riata House. Wakati tulipika huko tukaongea, Apapu na Mwamba wakasema, akaambia sisi ya kwamba tunataka kupatia nyinyi pesa ya malilio, ambaye hata mpaka saa hii ndio mimi nilikuwa nataka kuuliza wewe. Wakapatia familia ya coach wa Kiptum ya Rwanda Chavez, wakapatia 5 million. Niliona kwa macho yangu na bibi yangu. Mpaka saa hii hatuchapewa yetu. Sijui pesa hiyo yetu ya 5 million ilienda wapi. Ya pili, mpaka saa hii baba wa Taifa, kibo ya Kiptum alikupa, mpaka saa hii hatujapata results. Hii ni mwaka wa pili. Ya tatu, gari ya mtoto yangu ile alipata accident, mpaka saa hii nimezungushwa mpatu iko Kaptagat.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, why does William Samoei Ruto always fail to deliver his promises, and who is next with these promises? Because I can remember when William Samoei Ruto said somewhere in Rongo Town, that in a school in Rongo Town known as Siala, that he is going to give them a pass in next than 1 month. Ladies and gentlemen, today, if I confirm with you today, that school does not even own a school van. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what we are going to measure on our today's political analysis. The promises that William Samoei Ruto makes that will affect even none other than Albert Ojwang's father, being that President William Samoei Ruto promised to give him 2 million Kenya shillings as mchango yenye atoa kwa matanga. But before I deep dive into this video, don't forget to like this video, comment, and most importantly, just subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if by any chance you're watching us from a different platform, kindly head over to YouTube, search for Creative Zealous TV. If politics, war, and documentaries is what you are passionate about, ladies and gentlemen, let's get a deep dive into it. Ladies and gentlemen, being that President William Samoei Ruto has always made promises and failed to fulfill, he recently called Ojwang's father and tell him, you know what, Dad, I'm telling you sorry, and for this and this and this, I'll give you 2 million Kenya shillings as a part of money that, as part of my contribution, the same way Kenyans of goodwill have been helping none other than Albert Ojwang.
Shukuru Rais kwa kuchukua kijana wangu Albert Omondi kama kijana wake na kuhisi kuona kitu, sababu wengi wameaga dunia jana, hata juzi, hata wiki jana, lakini alichagua kuchukua mzigo huo kama wake ili akaweze kusema pole kupitia kwa simu yangu. Mimi namshukuru kwa ajili ya hiyo.
Thank you.
when a person who makes promises and never fulfills them is now the same guy who has promised this dad that he is going to give him 2 million Kenyan shillings. Truth be said, do you think that this guy will seriously implement his promise, or this time round anaona maybe that guy alikuwa mtu wa Siaya na being alikuwa mtu wa Homa Bay, and being that he needs support of people of Homa Bay coming 2027, lazima huyu jamaa atamcompensate. But being that our President William Samoei Ruto has always made promises that he has never fulfilled, bro, let me tell you that I'm doubting, and I'm seriously doubting, that Albert Ojwang's father made a serious mistake of him allowing and accepting and also thanking none other than President William Samoei Ruto in public for giving him, or for promising to give him 2 million Kenyan shillings, which in the other case hungered several Kenyans. And in fact, I heard several Kenyans even saying that, you know what, hata tungeweza reverse hizo pesa zetu. If there was a method that they can reverse that money, wangezi reverse. Ladies and gentlemen, what do you think in this? Being that President William Ruto has promised a lot of things. You remember when President William Ruto made these promises? Huh? Well, also, he was in Siala, and just imagine, Siala is a technical institution in Migori town, somewhere in Rongo, that he is going to give those people a bus, bro. And let me tell you that by him making that promise, till to date, I went there to work in Migori town, and confirming right now is that the bus is not there. And now this is the third year that President William Samoei Ruto is serving. Well, President Samoei Ruto, also in the same Migori town, also write a check to a church known as Nyarach SDA, and truth be said, if those people took that check to the bank, your check will fail. Ladies and gentlemen, I think that this is what the big mistake that Albert Ojwang's father made by him trusting President William Samoei Ruto, because Kenyans come on 2 million. We know that Kenyans could have come there now raise that 2 million. I can just imagine when Eric Omondi put the number of this guy online, Kenyans flock there. You know what? Wakijaribu kuchangia none other than the father of Albert Ojwang, which for now Kenyans, I think that even in that pay bill ni kama imekufa, because Kenyans ni watu wenye wanamuvigi haraka haraka. I think that hata kama akina Gladys Wanga waliamua kusaidia huyo jamaa, awange sipa kuambia huyo mzee ati announce ati na thank President William Samoei Ruto, being that President William Samoei Ruto right now is the enemy of several Kenyans in this country. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts on comment section. Do you think that President William Samoei Ruto for this time round atatumia huyo jamaa the 2 million that alipromise, being that hata ile ya Kelvin Kiptum, na Kiptum ni mtu wa nyumbani, hakuona hata shilingi moja mpaka wa leo. At last, I was your host Silas Owete. Till next video, bye bye.